Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys so much for your love, for your support, for all that, all of the well wishes that I have received from you all. Okay. I want you to know I don't take it lightly, and it definitely means a lot to me. I always express the importance of hitting the like button. The like button helps to keep the video on the algorithm. Also, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you find yourself unsubscribed, please subscribe again. Share on your channel until we can get this debacle up under control, and it is almost under control. Okay. I wanted to talk about, so please do subscribe to the channel, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. I wanted to talk about, y'all know I've been talking about this Xscape show, and it is one of my favorite shows. I have been wanting to, vlog on this case. Not on this case, I'm saying case. I got cases in my head, y'all. I've been wanting to vlog on this show for the longest. Y'all know we're always kind of like vlogging on the Young Dolph's case, but I want to kind of get into a plethora of other things. Still vlog on the Young Dolph's case when something new comes up, but at the same time, I want to get into talking about other stuff because I know we all have different interests and things of that nature. And one of the things that I love looking at is I am absolutely obsessed with the Xscape show. Okay. I am so obsessed with that show. Xscape has growing up. They was my favorite group. I know a lot of people say TLC, SWV. SWV, I like a lot of songs that they have. I like TLC, but Xscape was my favorite girl group. I had to have all of their albums and still got them. Okay. And as I was saying before, I would have to say my favorite in the group was, at first it was Candy. Okay. Even though LATOCHA had a nice voice, it was Candy. Then I started, TAMIKA became my favorite, TAMIKA Scott, although all of them can blow. Every girl in that group can sing. Okay. Every one of them. So there are no Diana Rosses and the Supremes. All of them can sing, which is why it always pissed me off that LATOCHA wanted to make them the Supremes. Okay, she kind of wanted to make them the Pips. She does have a very beautiful voice. Her voice was, I guess, was more marketable. In the eyes of the record companies, but they all could hold their very own. Okay. And so we know this debacle has been going on between TAMIKA Scott and her sister LATOCHA. And a lot of people are surprised because TAMIKA, LATOCHA and Candy had been in it for so long. And TAMIKA always just kind of stuck by her sister, as sisters do. I ride with my sisters too. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I ride with my sisters. Okay. And so she kind of stuck by her sister, and she kind of ruined her relationship with Candy and other people because she was sticking by her sister. But we're seeing now TAMIKA's kind of letting it all out there that she was loyal to her sister, although her sister wasn't loyal to her. We're seeing that now, right? LATOCHA kind of puts her husband on a pedestal. And I looked at R&B Divas, and I saw the one season that she was on R&B Divas Atlanta, and that went off of the air because of her husband pulling the gun on Nikki's husband, right? So anyways, they've been going back and forth about TAMIKA. TAMIKA said that LATOCHA had stolen her money. When TAMIKA said it, just from the reaction when she said it, I believed TAMIKA. I believed her, and I believe just from when the mother said in the scene, y'all got to get out of my house. Of course, I know Sister McFarlane, I think that's her name. I felt like she was trying to cover up some stuff now. I felt like she was trying to cover up some stuff now. TAMIKA has gone on to talk about how, she is, she felt like her sister is the favorite. I'm going to say this. I have two girls. Okay. And I kind of, you kind of deal with your children differently because they have different personalities, but never have I ever shown one more favoritism than I did the other. I haven't. I know that kids will say that, you know, but sometimes it's true, right? But it appears to me that Sister McFarland, you know, kind of do, especially when Tamika said, "Mama, you know she stole my money." And if I was the mother and I was trying to be neutral, I would have said, we need to talk about this while the camera is off. But instead, her mother said, "You need counseling." She immediately started taking up for Tasha and telling Tamika that she was a liar. So that is kind of taking Tasha's side. I never would have did that, especially if I had known it was true. If I was trying to diffuse the situation and make peace with both my daughters, I would say, let's talk about this off of air. But I never would have called a child of mine a liar. And I knew the other one had stolen the money, especially, okay? I never would have. But of course, the mother tried to make Tamika look like something was wrong with her. And you could tell that she kind of rides with Tasha. And I knew immediately, okay, that Tamika was telling the truth. And Tamika was very, very hurt, right? But Tamika, then Rocky, you know, Rocky's girl, you know, mistress goes on Tasha K. And I told y'all I had been got the tea on that, but I had some, you know, things to come up in my family, you know, with my, you know, I had a family emergency, and I had been working on dropping the tea on her before she even went on Tasha K, but I didn't get a chance to do that. I actually ended up dropping it the day that she went on Tasha K. And I think Rocky ended up telling her real name because I had already found it. And, you know, he goes on Tasha K and he throws out some stuff about try to throw dirt on Candy's husband, try to throw dirt on Tamika, and consistently lie like they didn't steal Tamika's money, that he didn't cash Tamika's check. Turned around and said Tamika was cashing Tasha's checks, I do believe. So, I mean, he was just very delusional. You could tell that he's a narcissist, right? And so Tamika, this prompted Tamika. I'm so proud of Tamika, right? She is coming back with the blows to come back and defend herself. She says she has done so much and let so much pass go because she wanted love from her mother. Because when she treated her sister a certain way, her mother, it seemed like her mother kind of showed her love, right? But she's defending herself, and I'm proud of Tamika, okay? I'm proud of Tamika. But so what I'm going to do is we're going to do a reaction video to this, okay? And Tamika comes with the receipts. I love, you know, I hate that this is happening with family because I love family so much, you guys. But at the same time, I love the show, okay? You know, okay, so let's start.
Oh, how y'all doing today? I am here and I want to talk to you about something very important. This is something that I am going to discuss only one time. So after today, please don't ask me any questions. Please, reporters, please don't DM me. Please, please, please. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to do this. I really, really, truly in my heart do not want to do this. But I don't have a choice. My sister is online saying that I'm lying. She did a video saying, oh, you know how she lied. Because I said the things that I said about Candy to protect her. She was calling me crying in the phone, talking about a book Jermaine wrote, crying, saying Candy said she broke up the group. So I went to defend my sister, and I said a whole bunch of things about Candy. And I apologized. All right? So now she wants to hold that over my head and say that I'm lying about the money that was stolen from me, my royalties that were stolen from me. And she wanted to...
Now, I called it. I said when they got into it and Tamika mentioned that she had stolen her money, when LaTocha said, my sister is known to lie, I said what LaTocha is going to do is use when her sister said that Candy had slept with Jermaine's father when she was trying to actually protect her sister. Okay, because I could tell LaTocha always kind of put Tamika out there to be the guard dog, so Tamika could look bad and she could look innocent. She used her sister to fight her battles, okay? And that's exactly what she did. She used when her sister was actually trying to protect her, when she went against Candy, to say, my sister has been known to lie, even though her sister told that lie on Candy, trying to protect her, okay? She gaslit her sister on because she protected her. But I digress. Let's keep going.
Apology. So now, I guess I'll just wait on my apology. Let me tell you something. She's not going to give an apology. And after I finish revealing what I'm about to reveal, I don't want an apology from her because I'm not vain like that. I'm not vain. I don't need an apology. I just need you to go somewhere and repent and ask God to forgive you and your husband who's out here being trifling, lying on me and my other group members, sending threat text messages from an anonymous number, but then turn around and do a video and say the same thing that's in the threat text. Girl, you and your husband got to be the most simplest criminals in the world. How are you going to send me a threat text? And let me explain what the text. I will put it up here so you guys can see it. And, you know, I might even share the video where she's saying things that's in the text. So I got a threat text about me, Tiny, and Candy, all right? First of all, her husband says that I sent him naked pictures. And he said something about Tiny, and he said something about Candy, and I'm not going to say, which are all lies.
You see what the big news is, right?
About you stealing the $30,000?
No, about now the news is TAMIKA, my sister-in-law, was sending me naked pictures. Todd sucking a tranny's dick, and Tiny in trouble. That's about to be the biggest news today. So, you know, people, you know, that girl you got coming over there with security for what? Like, damn, Tasha.
Let me ask you this real quick.
He's the devil. So what that was her husband. TAMIKA was playing a clip of her husband actually being on Tasha K. LATOCHA's husband being on Tasha K. When Tasha K had his mistress on there, he tried to slick threaten Tasha K and at the same time throw dirt and spin he tried to spin everything and put it back on Candy and her husband, talking about Candy's husband was sucking a tranny and spin it back at at TAMIKA. Let's keep going.
Evil. A lot of stuff has happened over the years where I have protected my sister and her husband because I wanted a family. I didn't want to be an outcast. I didn't want them not to love me anymore. So I took a lot of things, not just off of them, but also off my mom. So I did not want to be out here without love. So of course I let things ride, but to have it thrown back in my face, my loyalty to my family, and for you to say that I'm a liar when y'all are around here trying to extort me and you sit here threatening me, saying that I need to apologize and say I made a mistake. No, I didn't make no mistake. Miss Diane already explained to everybody that she signed all of us up for sound exchange.
Well, I signed Xscape, every one of them, up for sound exchange.
Okay, so what you're listening to now is Tiny's mother, Tiny, T.I.'s wife. That's her mother, and she's going to explain how she signed all of them up for sound exchange, I believe, and TAMIKA is actually interviewing her.
And I sent all the paperwork, and TAMIKA, I did LATOCHA, everybody. And TAMIKA told me when we filled out the paperwork, she was living in New York then, and I still have the paperwork, and I filled it out, and I put it. Her address was all in New York and everything. TAMIKA, my TAMIKA had gotten her checks, and it was a pretty big check then. I'm thinking it was like close to $20,000 the first time. They got a lot of checks though, and TAMIKA said I didn't get my checks. And I said, well, you should have. I said, because TAMIKA's gotten several checks already. And so we called up to Sound Exchange. Me and TAMIKA was on the line, and we talked to, this guy's name was Joe Mo Grady. I think he's passed away, but back then he was the person we talked to. And he talked to TAMIKA, and she asked him questions about her checks, and he told.
Cold and flu season can bring a sore red nose. Try Puffs Plus Lotion to soothe painful blows.
My secret to beating stiff chicks? Secret dry spray. Just spray and stay fresh all day. My turn. Secret actually fights odor. And it's aluminum free. Hours later, still pink.
Secret to her that her checks were going to Hampton, Georgia. And so after that, she said, well, I live in New York. How did this happen? And he sent her copies of the checks. I mean,
yeah,
so
he sent copies.
He said something about your sister and Rocky. Edward Bivens, because I really didn't know Rocky's name.
Right, he said Edward Bivens cashed the checks. But how was I supposed to get my money back?
The only way you could get your money back is you had to prosecute him. And you said, I don't want to do that.
Once we did do the investigation, well, they did. They sent information. Someone sent in, which was my sister, and I will be showing that in a second. She changed the contract and put her name on the contract saying that she was my manager. And you're going to see that in a second. And then they put they sent my passport. It was a lot of stuff.
I know he said, that they had proof. They thought it was you and everything. But there's only reason that you couldn't get your money back is you would have to prosecute them.
No one has a reason to lie. And you're going to see with the receipts. And if it wasn't for Miss Diane, none of us, me, Candy, my sister, Tiny, nobody would have gotten these checks from Sound Exchange. If it wasn't for you finding out about that royalty.
Well, see, my husband with the TAMs, I signed them up, and that's how I found out about it. And our business managers in New York told me about it. So that's kind of how I knew about Sound Exchange.
Thank you for doing that, because we still getting checks today.
That's good. Get them checks.
Yes, love you. Thank you.
I love Tasha still. I mean, I love her. I mean, I would never lie on none of y'all.
I know.
I love y'all.
I know.
Y'all my babies.
Somehow, my information was changed. That's it.
Now, you heard Tiny's mother said she was the one that signed them up. Okay, so Tiny's mother didn't have a dog in the fight. She was just trying to get them money because Tiny's father was in a group, and I'm thinking that she may have been he had, involved with his manager. She said told her about it, and so she ultimately, because Tiny was in Xscape, her daughter, helped them out. Got their checks started, money that they did not know about. And Tamika's checks was being sent to her mother's house, okay? But Tamika never got her checks. Her sister's husband was cashing them.
To Sound Exchange. Now, when my sister was asked about Sound Exchange, she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. So I'm not going to do too much, but I will clear my name. I will show you a few pieces of evidence that shows how they went in and they changed my address to their address. How they changed my email. Everything that Miss Diane did was changed by my sister, LaTocha Scott. I will give you evidence. Now, the misconception is the $30,000. It wasn't one check. It was multiple checks. It wasn't just one. So I was very nice. I was being very nice to say that only $30,000 was stolen from me. I was very nice to say only $30,000 was taken from me, stolen from me, rather. So, you want your apology? How about I give them proof what you did? Just a little bit, not a lot. I'm not trying to bury you. You just need to stop being out here saying these false things, you and your husband, these threats and everything else. It's not going to work. Oh, yeah, one of the threats were that my tape, I have a sex tape that I did. Yes, when I was in my 20s, I did a sex tape. So, I didn't want to take it back to my house, so I gave the tape to my sister and told her to hold it. So, I can watch it every now and then, I just got to be honest with you. That was looking good on the tape. But anyway, I gave it to my sister, so I went back to get it. She said someone stole it out of her safe. So I said, okay, well, who got the safe code? Who got the code to your safe? She said only her and her husband. But somebody stole my tape. Now I'm about to be blackmailed by them. If I don't apologize, they're going to put the tape out. This is what the text says. So, you know what? You're not going to scare me. You got my tape, but you said you didn't have my tape. Now all of a sudden you want to extort me and put the tape out? And you're doing a gospel album. Let's talk about that. So at the beginning of last year, my grandmother and my mom all said they wanted me and my sister to do a gospel album. So the management at the time went and I sat down with her, and she said that Motown Records offered me and my sister a gospel deal, right? So my sister came up to my house in March of last year. Came up, spent the night, got snowed in, we were singing, we were cooking, having a good time. But it was a scratch in the record when I told her that we need to split everything down the middle. We need to write everything. We need to create everything together. And all of a sudden, she was outraged. She was like, well, this is what I do. I do music. You can do screenplays and you can write plays and movies, but I'm the singer in the family. So me and my husband was looking like, what just happened here? We're sitting here talking about a gospel deal for us, and she just went bananas. I'm the singer. I'm this. I write. I do this. So between all that eyes, I was tired from cooking and cleaning. I fell asleep on her butt. But when I fell asleep, my husband said she kept talking. He walked out. She was just mad. So when she left my house, she never mentioned it again. Now, she posted receipts on her thing saying that Rocky got us the deal. But if you look real, real close to the paperwork, like I did, I screenshot it and read it. It says, dear, whatever the guy name was. She was asking questions. She said, what was his name? The manager, Rocky, and I. So the and I was not Rocky. It was the lady who sat down with us and told us who she got us the deal. Our own management. So how did Rocky get us the deal? I'm just so sick and tired of her praising him like he's God. It's like she want him to be this big. Okay, Tamika, stay focused. Stay focused. But he did not get us the deal. I'm sure he was the one that talked her out of it, of both of them. Because it's how you steal my money and steal our gospel deal. Oh, and it gets better. Check this out. So I have people calling me, sending me, I'm in church. This is the crazy thing about it. I'm in church and I got a text. And somebody said, what's going on with this? So evidently, if you go on your cable network and you look up a show, underneath the show will tell you who the actors are or who the people are that's on the show. Someone has went and replaced my pictures with my sister. So not only did you steal money and our gospel album that we told grandma that we were going to do, but now, if you all go look, now my image is gone and is replaced with her pictures. Yeah, it's just a lot of crooked stuff that has happened. And it's something about Todd, he said in the text. But it's crazy because things that were in that threat text, when my sister did her interview on her bus, dogging everybody out, talking about Candy, talking about I lied, certain things that were in that threatened text was in what she said. Wow. They mentioned a tattoo that only she knew about. They mentioned the sex tape that mysteriously disappeared. They mentioned pictures that was never sent to him when he cracked my door phone by saying he was my ex-husband. They are evil, evil people, but I'm not going to allow you to keep sitting out here and giving false narrative about me. I've had your back. I was stupid. I did things, and you throw it in my face, and you want to do a video, say, oh, you know how she is. I owned up to that. When I was wrong, I apologize. This time, I'm not wrong. The evidence is here.
Okay, you guys, I wanted you guys to hear Tamika. She aired out the receipts. Of course, I could only play the audio, but I believe Tamika 100%. I feel like this is something, LaTOCHA has a pattern of trying to go solo. And when she tries to go solo, she throws everybody up under the bus, okay? Especially Candy. For some reason, she can't stand Candy. And it's probably because Candy was more vocal and called her on her shit. So Candy don't have a problem with putting out the truth, whereas Tiny is not going to say much to try to keep the peace. And Tamika at that time had her back, you know. And so now Tamika is having her own back because I'm sure Tamika has gone without a lot with that beautiful she got. She was always looking out for herself, right? She was always looking out for herself. Her and her husband couldn't have cared less about her. And I think TAMIKA is finally opening her eyes, right? You know, I hate this has gone on in the family, but I believe that the mother is trying to protect LATOCHA. You can tell that has kind of gone on through the years. You know, LATOCHA doesn't even want to share the stage with her sister. She wants to be the Beyonce of the bunch, and I believe that her husband definitely plays 30. When he was talking to TASHAK, I think he thought that he could scare TASHAK, but he saw immediately that he couldn't, because Tasha said, "I'm ready to put some stuff out there about you and some more women." You know, and the thing about it is he really didn't deny the affair, right? You know, so he's a narcissist. Just listening to him talk and how he was stuttering and how he was throwing people up under the bus. This is how he plays. This is how he does it. And I think what he's going to do is, if Tasha isn't careful, but it's embedded on the inside of her also. You know, I think, they've been able to be married for so long is because she carries they're two of the same, as my dad used to say. They're two of the same. You got to understand, they're two of the same. So, this is going to be interesting. She's wanted to be the Beyonce. Her gospel album, LATOCHA can sing. I've heard some of her songs. They're not bad songs, but I think the way that she's doing it and she has no problem with what she's doing. This is her opportunity. Every time they get a show, she claims she wants to do Xscape again. And she used Candy's and Tiny's connects to get back in. This is exactly what she does. So I'm glad that TAMIKA is not backing up. She's taking up for herself, and she's putting those receipts out there. This is not looking good for LATOCHA. So good for you, TAMIKA. But anyways, I hope that they can work this out in the past, but I would hope that TAMIKA wouldn't work it out unless they are willing to change, right? They're willing to change. But, LATOCHA has dreams of being the Beyonce of the group. Let LATOCHA go on and do her gospel stuff, child. I just don't believe it's going to be what she could have made being in Xscape. Because, see, LATOCHA's used to having her way. Her mother takes her side. She's used to being the princess. She's used to being a favorite. And so if she can't control anything, if her husband can't make money off of it, if they cannot be out front, it seems to me that, she's willing to do some sabotage stuff. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to, do a reaction video on that. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App, but definitely hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Talk with you later.